All right, I'm good to go over here. Assuming you're good to go over there.
Yeah, I've got everything going.
Alrighty. Well, welcome to this weird show, Nick. It's great to have you back. It's funny. Kurt was the first on the podcast, and then you were the second on the podcast, and now again, Kurt was the first on this, and now you are second on this. So I can't. You Chicagoans, you love me.
We love you. We love you. This is auspicious. I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the name of the game here is Unprepared, right? There's a lot of weird and unique stuff happening in the world today, and I'm assuming every business's strategy for 2020 is just thrown out the window. Like what they were planning on doing is probably not what they're actually doing now.
No.
So I guess crash course, let people know what you do for a living and how this has impacted you, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So I run an interaction design consultancy. We do optimization for predominantly Shopify Plus stores. We've been around for 8 years. We've been sold out for all 8 of those years until 3 weeks ago. And so now we're looking for clients. That's how it's impacted us directly. We're doing okay right now, but obviously we want more clients. We want to be full up. We want to be, sold out into perpetuity. So if you're listening, that would be a really great time to start optimizing your store and making the most out of the limited traffic that you're getting in. More tactically, what we're doing, I don't believe that people are really reading pre-pandemic content right now. So we've been rewriting all of our marketing pages to reflect what the likely future is going to be in the economy and in society. We're also putting together a lot of like little mini books that are going to teach store owners how to cope with the current moment, teach them what we're seeing and how we're feeling, and how you can possibly manage your own emotions and make rational decisions. So the first book that we're putting together is called Finding Clarity in Uncertainty, and it's about how to invest in your business during downtimes, because we'll still have to have expenses, right?
Yeah.
How do you make those expenses as thoughtful and careful and safe as humanly possible? That's something that we're very concerned about as an independent consultancy, and it's something that we see our businesses that we work with very concerned about from a consulting standpoint. So
Yeah.
it's out actually as of this call today. So you could go and take a look.
I retweeted you a couple hours ago, I think.
Nice. Thank you.
Awesome. So I like something you said there, which was make sure that you're taking the emotion out of it, and I think that's something that every kind of consultant or agency owner or whatever that I'm friends with, when things started getting shut down, and there was so much unknown with how America specifically, most of our clients are in America, how America was going to deal with this virus. And there were horror stories coming in. They're like, we've lost 50% of our revenues. People are just pulling the rug out from under us. We're laying people off. I mean, there are some big agencies in the space that have laid off. A majority of their team has been furloughed. And a lot of that is crazy to me, because now we're 3-4 weeks into it, depending on where you live. And I've seen some of our clients have their best months, which is insane.
Yep. Yeah, if you look at like ShipBob is collating data and Klaviyo are as well, there's a weird thing that's happening, and it's sort of they're breaking it out by industry. Certain industries are hockey sticking, right? They've never had a better time. And so they're trying to capitalize on the existing moment. I had somebody contact me recently wanting consulting services. We ended up not being a fit for precisely what they needed to be doing. We forwarded them on to somebody else, but they were like, yeah, no, this is Black Friday every day forever now. And we need to adjust to this because at least until quarantine ends, like that's what we have to deal with. And at the very least, now we have all these resources that we get to take advantage of. So we're sitting on maybe a competitive moat or a just surfeit of extra cash. What do we do to invest in the business if, this ends up loosening up as people start getting let out of their house? Like, what does that look like, right? So I don't think everybody is going to be cooped up in their house forever. Nobody wants that. So what happens from an industry standpoint? You're still going to have people selling puzzle games. You're still going to have people selling makeup, food. All of those are doing extremely well right now. And you see a lot of places that are flat, right? Like, and a lot of places that are down. So we focus, as humans, we magnify the negative. We magnify furloughs, cuts, problems. And we do it by like an order of magnitude over all the things that are going well. And we don't focus on what's going well, especially when we're stuck inside and we're liable for catastrophic thinking. Our executive function is reduced a little bit. I get why people are panicking, like, but I'm concerned, you know. I'm afraid for my friends. I have a lot of emotion involved in this, but when it comes to running a business, I know I can't let that get in the way.
Yeah, yeah. So if you were gonna, we have to this. I don't know who listens to this. I've had 2 episodes, and it's going on YouTube and wherever else I can put it. But I mean, I guess so. There's going to be people that are just starting out. Some people that are probably making their first dip into e-commerce right now. Like, where would you say would be some good resources for them to spend all this free time that they have? Like, what do you think? Moving forward in e-commerce, where are the skills going to be that you're going to need to have to succeed, not only in this quarantine, but kind of like moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think customer service is going to matter a lot. People are going to be a lot more picky, and they're going to be a lot more like miserly about their money, and just broadly speaking, a recession, something like that. I think that the more that you can listen to your customers in general, probably the better off you're going to be. So any resources that you can invest into interviewing people or surveying people, any sort of analysis around that, I think that will actually matter a great deal in e-commerce. I think good copywriting and blogging will matter a lot. People want to be educated, and that reduces their perception of risk when they're actually making a purchase. So that will matter a great deal going forward as well. I think these are in addition to all of the usual things that matter a great deal in e-commerce, like having developers retained or having fast shipping or doing what you can from a logistics standpoint and, having the right pitch. But I think those will augment what we really need right now to make sure that we're prospering going forward.
Awesome. Now, is there anything that I haven't touched on that you want to talk about before we go here?
Don't be afraid, like it is a very fearful moment. Do what you can to care for yourself. And whatever that involves in your own personal life or your own like business life, talk to other people before you make decisions, sleep on your decisions before you do something that could really hurt your business, and know that this will pass. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants it to be happening. And it's okay to understand that and do what you can to like coolly and rationally respond to that.
Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much for coming on here today. Where can they check out that new book that you just put out?
It's linked from the homepage of our business's site at draft.nu. And really appreciate you having me today.
Awesome. Take care.